How's it going, everyone? Got a lot to cover in this video. A surprise upgrade, a free upgrade at that, has just dropped for a relatively notable game. We'll talk all about that. Speaking of free upgrades, not an upgrade, but an update. Disco Elysium, the final cut, will be getting a brand new update. Already available on PC, will be coming to PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4 here in the near future. And Remnant 2 has gotten a brand new trailer. We'll talk that at the end of this video. But first of all, Far Cry 5 for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One updated to run at 60 frames per second on PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series. This isn't a full-on upgrade to PlayStation 5, however, it is a frame rate unlimiter, and now it will be running at 60 frames per second. I guess not necessarily an unlimiter, but it will be running at 60 FPS, which is great for a game like Far Cry 5. Additionally, Xbox Series users will be able to play Far Cry 5 at an enhanced resolution. Xbox Series X is capable of running the game at 4K resolution, while Series S will run it at 1080p. The PlayStation 4 version will still run at 1620p when played on PlayStation 5, since again, it's not a native re-release on PlayStation 5. Far Cry 5 is a relatively decent game. Like, I think at this point you know whether or not you're gonna like the Far Cry games. It's a lot more of the same if you like open world first person shooting. I mean, Far Cry is a relatively good time. I don't enjoy the games that much these days. You know, for me, the franchise really peaked at Far Cry 3 just because I think that was a nice change of pace. And I even enjoyed games like Far Cry Primal, but Far Cry really doesn't do it for me. And that's, you know, a lot of Ubisoft franchises these days. Like Far Cry back in the day and Assassin's Creed more so back in the day were two franchises that I would really gravitate towards. That's not really the case anymore. And of course, Far Cry 3 does have a PlayStation 4 release, and Far Cry 3 Classic. That version is it is what it is. It's not an incredible version, but it should be noted that Far Cry 5 is available via PlayStation Plus Extra, so this is a PlayStation Plus title that you can check out, and it is now upgraded to run even better on PlayStation 5. And a game, again, like Far Cry, you really do want this game to be at 60 frames per second. The game has been received relatively well, and again, it is a totally free upgrade, so that's quite nice as well. So you can check that out right now as a part of this free upgrade. Speaking of free updates and upgrades, Disco Elysium, the Final Cut Collage Mode update, is now available for PC, due out over the coming days for PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4. We don't have an exact release date for this, but Disco Elysium is a game that I've talked relatively highly about. Collage Mode is an incredible tool that puts the characters, environments, and visual effects from Disco Elysium into the hands of all players to create original art. It allows you to examine our brush strokes up close and lets you pose and twirl the character models as if they were toys in the palm of your hand. You can really see up close how the artists came together to create the game's distinctive look, which extends to brand new art we made specifically for the game. The latest update offers a completely new way to explore the world of Disco Elysium, as it's simultaneously a dollhouse, a blank canvas, and a storytelling machine. We made this for our hugely talented fans, as we've spent years admiring everything they create, from luscious paintings to memorable short stories and amazing cosplay. Now we hope there will be much more. We only ask that they please go easy on Kim Kitsuragi. He can only take so much love. The key features of the collage mode: note, place and pose, place, rotate, and resize your favorite characters across the game's panorama environments, and then pick from a range of silly and sensible poses to strike. Write dialogue, create a whole story with a single image by entering custom text that can be placed anywhere, and even make it look authentic by using FELD dialogue reel. Be aesthetic, bring out your inner art cop by applying weird and wonderful filters, choosing from rain, fog, and snow, as well as changing the time of day to capture the exact mood you're after. Stick 'em up, put gloves and guns in unsuspecting hands with a huge collection of items and clothing stickers, or add extra style with new and extraordinary art from our talented collaborators in Get Framed. Finish up by choosing a frame to wrap up your fantasy with audacious themes such as Kim Katsuragi, visual calculus, and building communism, and bonus secrets to find as well. Hunt for never-before-seen scenes from across history if you've got a keen enough eye for it, and enjoy a velvetly new voiceover from the game's narrative. Disco Elysium is available right now for PS4 and PS5, and again, this update will be coming in the coming days. Definitely a game that I recommend you to check out. A lot of, you know, ongoings with the development studio recently, unfortunately, and we'll probably never get a follow-up to the game, and if we do, it's just not going to be something that I think is going to be at the level of what Disco Elysium is. Still, it's a fantastic game, and I do recommend people to check it out if you are into aesthetic, narrative-driven games. A lot of dialogue, a lot of decision-making in the game as well lends itself to being very replayable, and an incredibly mature game as well. But one of the more unique games that you're going to come across. And then lastly, I do want to note, Remnant 2 has gotten a brand new trailer, the Best Friends trailer. You know, Remnant From the Ashes was a game a lot of people loved, and Remnant 2 is just kind of coming out of nowhere. Remnant 2 pits survivors of humanity against new deadly creatures and godlike bosses across terrifying worlds. Play solo or co-op with two friends to explore the depths of the unknown to stop an evil from destroying reality itself. There is a lot to go into as far as what the game is going to offer. The new trailer does focus on the handler archetype, which specializes in canine combat and teamwork to take down any threat that stands in their way. Players can mobilize their faithful dog companion to attack enemies and distract enemies. When things get a bit too hectic, the handler's prime perk allows their companion to revive them or their teammates, while their archetype trait reduces all friendly fire done to all allies and themselves. Unimaginable worlds, unrelenting odds. Remnant 2 is the sequel to the best-selling game Remnant from the Ashes that pits survivors of humanity against new deadly creatures and godlike bosses across terrifying worlds. Again, you can play solo or co-op. A mix of methodical and frantic ranged and melee combat returns with cunning enemies and large-scale boss battles. Choose specific gear and weapons to optimize for the different biomes and battles ahead. Bosses will bring high-level players to team up to overcome the challenge and try to obtain the biggest rewards possible. Players can travel alone or with friends as a team through strange new worlds and beyond, overrun by mythical creatures and deadly foes while trying to stay alive. There are multiple worlds to explore with different types of creatures, weapons, and items. Utilize and upgrade discovered items to take on tougher challenges. Branching questlines, augments, crafting, and loot rewards will test the resolve of even the most hardened players in dynamically generated dungeons and areas. Playthroughs will feel challenging, varied, and rewarding as players succeed against unrelenting odds. Various stories are woven throughout the different worlds, encouraging exploration and multiple revisits. Expanded archetype system provides players with unique passive bonuses and stunning powers. Multiple archetypes can be unlocked during play, leveled up, and equipped together for a variety of playstyles. And this is a game that will in fact be a next-gen exclusive. It will not be seeing a current-gen release, so it'll be PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series only. It will obviously see a PC release as well, but you can check that out. They have noted that it will be coming in summer of 2023, so hopefully it drops in a period where there's not a lot of other games coming out. And, you know, if we're talking about a game that drops in the middle of July when, you know, it is a little bit quiet, I think a lot of people will gravitate towards Remnant 2, and I think a lot will check it out. It'll be interesting to see what it's priced at as well. I believe Remnant from the Ashes was released at a budget price point of $40. I would imagine that this one would be more expensive as a true next-generation only title. I would imagine at least a $50 price point, but pre-orders haven't opened up for it yet, so we'll see how that ultimately turns out. But that is going to do it for me. Again, Far Cry 5 gets a brand new update on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, so now when you play it on PS5 and Xbox Series, while it's not a native release, it will be running at 60 frames per second. Do remember the game is available on PlayStation Plus Extra, so you can play it that way. Disco Elysium, the final cut, will be getting a brand new free update in the collage mode. That'll be rolling out in the coming days on PS5 and PS4, already available on PC. And Remnant 2 gets a brand new trailer in the Best Friends trailer, sequel to Remnant from the Ashes. It'll be coming summer of 2023. That'll do it for me. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.